Breaking news. Everybody listening and watching right now, your kid's not going to the league.
Hey, so I have twin girls, 3-year-old girls.
All right.
It's a good start.
And, right? And I am trying my best to instill confidence in them at an early age, allowing them to be as individuals, but also at the same time building the uniqueness as twins as well. And so my question is also to you guys, and also to Gary too. You have a daughter, and my question is how do I build that confidence in them as individuals, but also at the same time allow their uniqueness to flow out as twins as well?
Great question.
Well, I'll take the confidence piece of it, and I don't think as 3-year-olds, I think you do what you can as the best you can as a parent to teach them right from wrong, and you let them struggle within a certain capacity so they learn to be independent and learn how to do things on their own.
Problem solve.
Problem solve. But confidence as you get old, it's not something someone can give you, and it's not something someone can take away from you. And I think that's how you build security and confidence. And it's not something that should change day to day. Obviously, your confidence can go up and down with different things going on in life. But I think, that's a tough thing that adults struggle with every day. But
Right.
I think of when we were younger, our dad always we would call it the face in the mirror speech. So whatever it was that we were doing, or whether it was a game, school, whatever activity we were in, it was always if you can look yourself in the mirror and say you did the best you can, or you put your best foot forward and you worked your hardest, then even though the outcome might not be what you wanted it to be, you can be satisfied with your effort and you can't be disappointed in yourself. And I think by having that mindset, I think that helps create confidence. As far as the twin question goes, our parents always put everything in us together, and we just always did everything together. And our mom always said 2 is better than 1. So we were always unique in that aspect, that we had the same group of friends. We had did all the same sports and whatnot. And some twins don't get along like that or spend a lot of time together. So I think just letting that develop over time, because they might end up having all the same interests, they might not, and that just as they get older and how their personalities develop, I think that you'll kind of find your way with that.
Awesome.
Thank
you very much.
I think, just to add my 2 cents, because I'm super passionate about, obviously, I really can't speak with any authority on the twin level, but there are 2 things that stand out to me. Number one, I do think reverse engineering individuals at scale is something I'm very passionate about, having all these different employees, and there's so many different dynamics. And I think it is a fine line between the 2 is better than 1, which I think the optimism that breeds, I think, is incredible. And I think it's always better to lean into optimism versus pessimism and cynicism. But where I'm about to go with the rest of that sentence is actually the answer to confidence. I think the number one vulnerability in society is delusion. I think that parents are creating a remarkable level of delusion over the last 20 years because parents have become so micromanaging of their kids' feelings and actually know their day-to-days too much, and are trying to protect them from the world, which unfortunately is fundamentally impossible. And I believe that we have 1 to 2 full generations right now that are closer to zoo animals than they are humans. And so as I was listening to the stories, as we were talking here, I think one of the great things that is true about the 3 of us upbringing was we were in frameworks because of circumstances where losing wasn't demonized or protected against. It was the merit of the outcome, which got us comfortable with the idea of, which meant by the time we were actually 22, we actually knew that was part of the variable. And it is remarkably stunning to me to watch the enormity of 22-year-olds that go into the world who demonize and fear losing or setbacks because they've been in an over-coddled fake framework environment where grades have been the only variable, or 7th place trophies feel close to a 1st place trophy, or mommy and daddy pay for Uber or the apartment. And we are just in a very entitled ecosystem. I think the biggest thing you can do for those 3-year-olds to create self-esteem and confidence is to make them be in an environment where losing is reality and almost even put on a pedestal without it being something that they dwell on post the outcome
You have to learn how to fail and learn how to lose and learn
in a
from it.
real way,
Yep.
not in a fake way. Like the amount of parents that I'm watching, like Gary, here they hear me talking about this and they'll give me the full 15 sentence, email, and it's like, I let my kids lose, and it's some convoluted fake loss.
Yeah.
It's like they lost. Yeah, it's like they lost in Color Wars this summer. I'm like, bro, that's like, I'm like, cool, but like, let's really get underneath this. And this gets into athletics is fascinating. The amount of parents that are so delusional, thinking their kids going to the league. Yeah, I mean, this is why you're reacting like this as an actual professional athlete. Breaking news. Everybody listening and watching right now, your kid's not going to the league.
Whatever league that is.
Whatever league that is. Because the math is uncomfortably against you. And so the amount of parents that are wrapping their self-esteem into their kids' outcomes in school and in sports. This is one huge game of mass insecurity at the parent level. You want those two girls to be happy? Never let your mom, siblings, teachers, or best friends' points of view on your children ever penetrate your mind.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's one thing that I really try my hardest at, even with them, just the basics of falling. I instantly say to them, hey, that was a fantastic fall. Like, you fell. Yeah, you got a scrape, you got a boo-boo. That sucks. But let's continue forward and let's continue.
And you need to find the balance between probably what these two amazing gals grew up with, which was there was no fantastic fall words out of their dad's mouth. There was get the fuck up out of their mouth.
Or just get ignored.
Yeah, so I do think this is where, and by the way, let me just say this as I keep on this rant. Giving parenting advice is the least interesting thing on earth. Everybody, like it's just not interesting. But it's like a fun macro debate, not a micro debate. So before I go any further, you do you. However, my point of view in the macro is all of us have to decide what a fantastic boo-boo is versus a boo-boos are real. Like, here's a Band-Aid, let's go. And everything in between. Like, I think we're in a culture right now where fantastic boo-boo and is very much more common, and it's politically incorrect to do what their dad did or what I believe in of get the fuck up. And and you got to know your kid, and some kids respond incredibly well to get the fuck up, some don't. You got to stay in listening mode. But this is just real life. This is just real life. I think my mom is the greatest mother of all time. I'm the byproduct of it. And the one time my mom tried to enter a conversation of how I should parent, it was a 3-second conversation of shut the fuck up, mom. And I realized when I did that to somebody who I think is my hero, is the best mom on earth, I was excited because I was like, wow, I really believe in the shit that I talk about. I am not going to let anybody penetrate my mindset. It's very cute that you fly in on the weekends once in a while and have a point of view. You're not here 24. It's the same reason that I even tread lightly with my opinions to my wife, who's there actually every second, versus me flying in on the weekends. It's like the one place I'm like, fuck, this sucks. For me to stay and not be a hypocrite, I got to be thoughtful here. That's what I would say, bro. Kids and everybody needs to feel safe, but not entitled. And that fucking fine line is hard as fuck. But if you keep repeating that sentence, it allows you to have multiple moves. The biggest issue that parents have now is they have one move. I think if you go fantastic boo-boo and get the fuck up and you mix them up, you've got a much better chance than one or the other.
And that's the main reason why I
Right? That was
get up and
interesting.
keep going.
I never said that before.
They
I like
have
that
to
too.
keep up and get going, because I've seen these kids time and time again where they'll sit in one spot and just cry for 10 minutes about this one boo-boo, where there's plenty more opportunities to go ahead and keep playing and move forward too.
I've already convinced my 6-year-old who lives for basketball that he will never dunk, and that took 2 months of being okay with him. I mean, he's also his dad's son. He cries 24/7. I had so many all my emotional intelligence now is my greatest strength, but from 6 to 15, I couldn't control feeling everything, and so I just fucking cried. Every single thing I lost in From 1982 to 1989, I cried. Pool, cried. Football, cried. Tennis, cried. Cried for kids that got picked on. That's why I love you so much. Cried for kids that got picked on in school. A kid's getting picked on at lunch, and I'm over here crying for that person. Like, couldn't control them. So my son's got that thing too. So telling him he's not gonna dunk now is painful as fuck. Most parents don't want micro pain. They don't realize they're creating macro pain. I'm okay. It hurts like hell watching him cry for 20 minutes, full steam of like, basically, fuck you, daddy, why can't I dunk? And the answer is genetics, bro. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Sorry, son.
But he also, and this is crazy for me to say, I can't even believe this happened, he almost actually beat me in pop and shot basketball this weekend because his jump shot is so insane because he stopped dunking on his little fucking thing after I finally got through to
working
him,
on what he could
and he's
be good
shooting
at.
from such range, and I'm like, and his Euro step and his left hand, and now he will be an unbelievably good pickup basketball player one day, and that's awesome, you know? And so like to me, that's something parents need to bring into the framework versus what I see 90% doing, which is the reverse of what I just did, which is you'll dunk one day, son. You're going to dunk.
Yeah.
And then me paying because of my ability, like NBA coaches to teach him when he's in 8th grade on one-on-one. And then somewhere around 15, he's like, I'm fucking delusional.